morning and welcome to Learn Extra. My name is Liesl Leroux, and for the next hour and a half, I'm going to be taking you guys through some questions in the KZN and the GDE paper 2. However, if you've got any questions that you would like to give to me from anywhere else, as long as they're paper 2, 086 1058 262 is the number to dial. You can also email your questions to info@helpdesk.co.za, and alternatively you can post your questions on Learn Extra at Facebook. Remember guys, if you're going to email us or Facebook us with your questions, you have to give us your telephone number so that we can phone you to do your question with you. Now the first caller for today is a gentleman by the name of Henry. And while we get Henry on the line, let's quickly have a look at the question that he phoned through. This question was adapted from September 2011 Northwest Paper 2. And the question says, an entrepreneur divided his business into a car wash and a refreshment area by erecting a fence between points Q and S as drawn in the diagram below. And let's have a look at our diagram. So we've got triangle SQR over here, that angle beta, theta, alpha, and a 90-degree angle over there. Hello, Henry. How are you? Hello, Henry. We don't seem to have Henry just yet, so I'm just going to carry on chatting about the question. Now, what they actually ask us to do is to prove that PQ is equal to QR cos theta times sine alpha plus beta over sine beta. Now guys, it's very important when you have a question like this that you have a bit of a strategy. Often with these sorts of trig questions where you're going to be using your sine, your cos rule, you get two triangles. And much the same, again, I've got two triangles. More often than not, you have to start the furthest away from where you're going to end. Hi, Henry.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, and you?
Not too bad. Okay, Henry, I've got your question on the board over here, and I think we've got it right, and we have to find the length of PQ, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Now, Henry, very often with questions such as these, they give us a lot of information in one triangle, but they ask us to calculate something in another triangle. And the golden rule in a case such as this is to first see if you can't calculate the side in between the two triangles, okay?
Okay, yes.
All right, so we're going to be, I'm going to start off by saying, I want some sort of an expression over here for QS, because if I have QS, I can use the information from the one triangle and I can then apply it to the second triangle. Okay.
Yes.
You're happy with that? Okay, so let's have a look at what we know so far in this triangle. If angle S is beta and the other angle at Q is alpha, what can I say about angle R?
Angle R is 180 minus alpha minus beta.
Yes, or 180 minus alpha plus beta, probably easier. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to use that pair of R and the side across from it because I want to get side QS. And I'm also going to use beta and the side across from that. And the only reason I'm doing that is because in the answer I see that they've got a QR. So I know that's one way to bring it in for myself.
Okay, yeah.
Happy so far?
Yes.
All right. So now we're going to apply the sine rule, Henry. So we're going to, and remember you can say sine A over A or A over sine A, as long as you just use it the same. So let's see. I'm going to say sine of beta.
Yes.
Over QR. Okay? That's that pair. And then I'm going to say sine of 180 minus alpha plus beta over QS.
Yes.
Okay. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to simplify a bit and I'm going to try and get QS to be the subject of the equation. Okay. Now, sine of 180 minus something, what does that change to?
Sorry, please repeat.
If I have sine of 180 minus x, for instance, and I want to reduce it, what does that change to?
Sine is positive in the second, so that will just be sin of that angle.
Absolutely. So you're absolutely right. Sin van daai hoek. So sine B over QR. Ek wens ek kon met jou Afrikaans praat, Henry. Ek hoor jy's Afrikaans, ek ook, maar die res gaan ons nie verstaan nie.
Nee, dis reg.
Okay, so then it's sine, as Henry said, alpha plus beta over QS. Now, Henry, I'm already starting to feel quite encouraged because I'm looking for QR. I've got QR in the mix, so things are looking good. What I also like is that sine alpha plus beta is already in my expression. So we're doing well so far. So let me just make a bit of space. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cross multiply and get QS on its own, and I'm going to say then QS is equal to QR sine alpha plus beta over sine beta. Are you happy with how I got there, Henry?
Yes.
I just cross multiplied. Okay. Now that I've got this common side, QS, I'm now going to concern myself with trying to calculate PQ. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Now, I see that there's a cos theta in my expression, so I'm going to place myself over here at theta, and I'm going to say, right, the side that I want is PQ, and PQ is adjacent to me. Okay?
Yes.
Adjacent is X, and then QS in this triangle is R, right? Because now I'm working in a 90-degree triangle, so I don't have to use the sine rule. You can if you want to, but you don't have to.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's do that quickly. Make some space over here. So now I'm going to say cos of theta equals cos theta equals PQ over QS. Happy with that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm going to make PQ the subject of the equation, so let's just cross multiply, so that's pretty straightforward. PQ is QS times cos theta, but I know what QS is because you and I calculated that earlier on. So PQ is QS, that's this part, times
Yeah.
cos theta. So I'm just going to change this to, so PQ is QS times cos theta, and can you see I've got my expression?
Yes.
Okay, so there you go. I think the golden...
Thank you very
Are you happy with that, Henry?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so the golden rule is, us teachers are funny things. We're going to ask you something over there, and you're going to have to start over here. So usually there's two triangles. Start in the triangle where you've got the most information, and always try and work out the side common to the two triangles.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
Henry, I hope we might even chat to you a little bit later on again today. But thank you so much for
Okay.
calling all the way from the Northwest. And it's nice to know that lots of people are watching us today.
Okay, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Henry. Guys, that was Henry with a lovely question from the Northwest prelim. And if you, like Henry, have questions for me, 086 1058 262, I am standing by until 10:30 just to answer your questions. We're going to take a short break. Right after the break, I will be starting our next question.